Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a quick update here that I just want to share with you guys regarding the F-16s that are going to be delivered to Ukraine. Now, Ukraine could already have these. Most likely, they already do. But there was reports that Ukraine was supposed to be getting something like, I don't know, upwards of 10 of these or maybe 6 or something like that over the next month or so. And by the end of the year, they could potentially have 10 or upwards of 20 is what I was hearing. So the F-16s that are going to be going to Ukraine, the information I have here is that the U.S. is going to be providing their own weapons for the F-16s. Okay, so the F-16s are coming from like the Netherlands, Denmark, lots of European countries, but the weaponry that's going to be used on these F-16s are going to be coming from the United States. So it's going to give heavy advanced weapons to put on these F-16s. Now, it's going to give greater strike capabilities for Ukraine, considering that they have older Soviet-made MiG fighter jets. So this should help Ukraine, at least to an extent, but we also heard some information that it looks like Ukraine is only going to be using these temporarily to shoot down missiles coming into their country, things like that. I don't think they'll be carrying out any airstrikes, maybe inside of these annexed regions in Ukraine, but nothing too crazy from what I'm hearing. So for the most part, I think they're going to be mainly used for defense. Also, considering the fact that their major problem that they have in Ukraine is their lack of pilots. They don't have too many trained pilots. I think they have something like 10 trained pilots right now. So even if they have, a dozen or more F-16s, it's really not going to make a big difference considering that they don't even have enough pilots to even man these jets. So I want to talk some more about this today regarding what's going to be given to Ukraine. So I've got some information here to go over with you real quick on the Kyiv Independent. This came out today, July 30th, 2024, and it says U.S. will provide its own weapons for the F-16s to be delivered to Ukraine, which was originally reported by the Wall Street Journal. So it says here, the U.S. will arm dozens of F-16 jet fighters being sent to Ukraine with American-made missiles and other weapons, the Wall Street Journal reported on July 30th. Ukraine is awaiting at least 79 F-16s from the Netherlands, Denmark, Belgium, and Norway, with up to 20 expected to arrive this year. The Pentagon has limited stocks and production capacities, but it will supply Ukrainian F-16s with air-to-ground munitions, precision guidance kits for bombs, and advanced air-to-air missiles in sufficient quantities to meet Ukraine's most urgent needs, a senior U.S. official told the Wall Street Journal. We are confident that we will be able to supply all of those weapons, at least the critical volumes that they need, the U.S. official said. The weapons the U.S. will provide for the F-16s include AGM-88 HARM air-to-ground missiles, long-range Jdam munitions that turn unguided bombs into smart weapons, and Glsdb small-sized precision-guided munitions, according to the media outlet. The European members of the fighter jet coalition were reluctant to send Ukraine a large number of their limited stocks of ammunition for F-16s, so they settled for supplies from the U.S., which is a member of the coalition but does not transfer its aircraft. So the U.S. is not going to be giving any F-16s, but they are going to provide advanced weaponry for the F-16s that are going to be going to Ukraine. So Kyiv has been calling for these U.S.-made fourth-generation jets since the very first start of the full-scale war in order to bolster its air force, which is made up of Soviet-made aircraft and has been significantly depleted over the past years of war. Despite promises by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on July 10th that the first Dutch and Danish F-16s are already on their way, no delivery has been confirmed so far. Yeah, we heard that, what was that, like 2 weeks ago, something like that, when NATO was holding that major summit in Washington, D.C. We last heard that they were on their way, and then ever since then, we haven't heard anything. And we probably won't hear any information at all as to when they're going to show up. I think all of a sudden we'll just start having video footage popping up online, maybe on X or something, showing that these F-16s are in action, or maybe they're shooting down Russian missiles coming into their country, or maybe targeting Russian troops. Who knows? But obviously, we know at the end of the day, regardless, even if the U.S. gives them this advanced weaponry, Ukraine's only going to have a handful of these to start out, okay? Probably somewhere around 6 to 10 by the end of the year. And it's really not going to make much of a difference. And it's very interesting. Why is Ukraine getting all these F-16s at the very end of the war? If Volodymyr Zelensky is planning to end this war in Ukraine and get a ceasefire or whatever their plan is to do. We know that by November he's planning to put together a package to end this war in Ukraine. Okay, so we'll have to see what that's going to be by November. But we heard about that like in the last week from Volodymyr Zelensky, and he's been discussing this over the last few weeks as well. That they're short on troops, things like that. They just don't have enough manpower anymore. And also on the eastern side of Ukraine, we just reported yesterday that Russia took like 2 more small villages, and they're continuing to advance westward. Okay, so we'll see what these F-16s do. Just wanted to share a quick update regarding these F-16s. So again, just to recap, the U.S. is going to be providing advanced weapons for the F-16s that are delivered to Ukraine, just not the aircraft. So let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.